Hey grade 12s, cool. So let's jump into question 2 here for stats, where we are going to continue with the June 2024 Gauteng paper. So 2.1 says, in a survey, a group of people were asked about the total distance that they had traveled from their homes in the last week of December 2023. The data collected is represented in the frequency table and Ogive over here, cumulative frequency curve below. So we have our frequency table and we have our Ogive or Ogive, however we say that. So these two guys are representations of each other. The frequency here is just the frequency on each rung, but the cumulative frequency is adding up each frequency as we progress, which means our cumulative frequency is 20 on this rung, but then 20 plus 30 makes this 50 over here. If we were to draw a separate column representing our cumulative frequency. Question 2.1.1 says, how many people participated in the survey? What we can do is we can potentially add all of these up, but right now we're missing the A and the B value, so we don't necessarily know it from this table. But what we can look at is the cumulative frequency. It means the collective frequency. And what we can do is we can go all the way to the last point over here, where we are seeing that the total value for everyone over here is sitting at 400. So we can just go ahead and write 400 people and we'll earn our 1 mark over there. And then 2.1.2 says, determine the values of A and B in the table above. So what we can do here is we can map the information on the graph to the information from our table. One thing for Ogives is that when we're plotting it, if we were to do this in another test, we'd plot the anchor point, the lowest boundary point, at 0, just like they've done here. So 50 and 0 will be our first value. From there, as we plot it, we plot the upper point with the cumulative frequency, which means that here at 100, we plot 20. But as we go to 150 over there, which is the next upper point for our table range over here from 100 to 150, we have 50 for our cumulative frequency. And as we can see here at 150 kilometers, as they're represented here, the independent variable, we have 50 people for our cumulative frequency. So that is how we add this up, which means as we're looking here for 200, where we have our end point over there, 200, and we're trying to figure out A, what we have to do is we have to subtract the difference between the 100 and the 50, because what we had and what we can see is that we have 100 here for our cumulative frequency as we go to 200 for our anchor point over there, which means to increase from 50 to 100, we would have to have 50 over here for our value of A, because 50 plus 50 will give us 100 for our cumulative frequency that is plotted for the upper boundary anchor point of 200 over here. So that means for A, we can just go ahead and write 50. And then B, we're going to do the exact same thing. Over here, we're at 250. So that means we're here, 250. And we need to figure out how much was added from the previous point to make the cumulative frequency here 200, which means we were at 100. To get from 100 to 200, we'd have to add 100 over there. So that means our cumulative frequency will be 200 for that rung. And then we can go ahead and write the answer down that B is 100. So we could continue doing this for each rung, because as we can see for 300, we'd have 280, 200 plus 80 over there. Same thing again, 350 over here. For this rung would be 280 plus 70, we would be at 350. And then the last rung, 350 plus 50. So 400 is going to take us all the way up to 400. So we're plotting the cumulative frequency here with the lowest value at 0 and each upper value in each rung as the point we're plotting on the x-axis with the cumulative frequency on the y-axis. So we just determined the values of A and B in the table above and earned 2 marks, which means 2.1.3 over here says use the Ogive table to estimate the number of people who traveled between 100 kilometers and 300 kilometers. So between 100 kilometers and 300 kilometers. So what we can do if we're going to work from the table, at 100 we had 20 people, and at 300 we had 280 people as we established over here. So that means what we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how many people traveled between this range. So all we need to do is subtract 20 from 280 and we'll have our answer. Okay, so we can go 280 minus 20 and that'll equal 260. So we just added all of them up and we saw that there were 260, and there is usually a leeway on the memo from 250 to 280 depending on how we subtract, if we were just making rounded estimates based on just looking at the cumulative frequency graph, the Ogive alone. So with that, we just earned 2 marks, and 2.1.4 says, if all people who traveled more than 350 kilometers were removed from the survey, how would this affect the median of the data? So if all people who traveled more than 350 kilometers, everyone over here was removed, how would this affect the median of the data? Okay, so the median right now, the median means the middle number. So as we're going this way, the median will be somewhere in the middle, for example. But if we are going to remove all of this, we have a shorter data set over here, and it means our middle is going to be a little bit more here because it is going to shift to the left or become smaller because we don't have all of this information at the top to estimate. It's like a midpoint. So right now the midpoint was over here when we had a longer line, but as we remove some of the line, the midpoint is going to move to the left as well, because then the middle point will be about here to there. So all we need to say here is that the median will decrease, and that just earned 1 mark over there. So question 2.2, the last question of this section, says if the estimated mean, the average of the data below is 16.4, so we have the average, what is the value of t? So right now we have our class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and 30 to 40. We have the frequency of each of these, and what we need to do to set up the mean for a table that has class intervals and frequency, we have to go 16,4 because that is our average, and then take the midpoint over here of this interval multiplied by the frequency. So that means the midpoint of 0 to 10 is 5. So we're going to go ahead, write 5 over there. We're going to multiply that by the frequency over here. So we're going to say multiplied by 13, and then repeat that with each row, because the next row is midpoint between 10 and 20 is 15. 15 multiplied by t is 15t. So we're going to go ahead, write 15t. Then again, midpoint of 20 and 30 is 25. 25 multiplied by 12 is the next value. And last row over here, midpoint of 30 and 40 is 35. 35 multiplied by 4 is what we're going to write down. So 35 multiplied by 4 is over there. So a reminder that mean is all the values added up divided by the amount of values in the data set. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking the midpoint because we want the average multiplied by the amount of people that took this test, for example, or whatever we're measuring. And then what we have to do is that the average equals the total divided by the amount of people that we have. We have to then add up everything at the bottom. So 13 plus t plus 12 plus 4 is all going to go to the bottom. So we're going to rewrite that, because then at this stage we've set up our equation. So we have our mean equals the frequency times by the midpoint for each row over the frequency of everyone that we had in the sample size. So we can just go ahead, simplify our numbers. So 5 times 13 plus 25 times 12 plus 35 times 4 gives us 505 plus 15t, because we could not simplify that because it has a variable that we're trying to solve. So we have that over there. And then at the bottom, 13 plus 12 plus 4 is 29 plus t, because we could also not simplify the t over there. So this still equals 16,4 over here. And then what we have to do is we have to take our 29 plus t up here and multiply it by the 16,4. So 16,4 multiplied by 29 is 475,6 plus 16,4 multiplied by t is 16,4 t. And that still equals 505 plus 15t. And then we can take this 15t over to this side. So we can go 16,4t minus 15t, and we have 1,4t. And then 505 minus 475,6 is 29.4. So last thing, taking this 1,4 over. So we're going to go 29,4 divided by 1,4. And our final answer for t is 21. Okay. And with that, we just solved the value of t, just like we would an algebraic equation, but in the context of stats using this formula. Okay. So that just earned us 4 marks over there and 10 marks for this whole section. Cool. Great job, guys. Let me know if there are any questions in the comments below, and then I will see you in the next video.